Many Abilene locals have a hard enough time deciding between the Cooper Cougars and the Abilene High Eagles, but tonight, we throw the Rangers in the mix, so it's sure to be a busy night for sports fans. Shannon McConathy, KTAB News. Well, this fire started around 1 p.m. in North Abilene off of North Judge Ely Boulevard near Rainy Creek. At this time, no structures have been lost, but the fire department was keeping an eye on a hay barn earlier. The Texas Forest Service responded with ground and air assistance to help put out some of this fire. But right now, the fire department says it's difficult terrain and they do expect this fire to burn overnight. Josh, the atmosphere was somber and reverent as dozens of people gathered on the steps of City Hall just before noon today. And as city officials wanted to honor those who fell 10 years ago, they also had a message of encouragement to share.
On this, the 10th anniversary of that tragic day, the thoughts of all of us gathered here today and the people of all of the United States of America are with all of the victims of the events of that day. So here we are thousands of miles away and towns all around us, all city sizes, small, large, that they are in the process of doing the same thing we did today.
Sirens for 1 minute at noon all over town, echoing the sounds of New York 10 years ago.
And our prayer is that you continue to bless America.
One woman in today's audience says the country is very blessed.
Amen.
It is by His grace that we weren't destroyed, and it is by His grace that we all have another chance.
These men and women who gave their lives need not die in vain.
Chief Standridge says there's more to remember than the lives lost.
Despite the destruction, despite the loss of life, what we need to most remember about 9/11 is the unity that we saw post 9/11. We stand together as one nation, under God, and indivisible.
Jody Thiebaud takes it one step further.
To start loving one another, to get outside of our own circle and become a community.
And the community seemed to smile a little bigger, hug a little tighter today. Shannon McConathy, KTAB News. God bless America. It wasn't Veterans Day, but that didn't matter. Friends for Life, the LSF Foundation, and the Diet's We Care team brought the celebration to the University Park Retirement Center anyway. Isabel Brock was one of the veterans honored.
I was away, and I was in Washington, D.C. the whole time, in the Bureau of Supplies and Accounts.
You can quite literally say she held down the fort. The veterans mingled with current troops from Dias. Colonel David Bean wanted his men and women to learn from those that served before them.
One of the Air Force core values is service before self, and these people really, these men and women that we honor today, really proved that they put service of country before self-desires.
Veterans were given coins from LSF reminding them that they haven't been forgotten.
Oh, it's the first time, and it's fun. It's very exciting. Everybody is so enthusiastic.
Count Colonel Bean is one of the most enthusiastic. Some may say he was the one serving the veterans.
What a treat to be able to come out and honor them and be able to shake their hands, listen to their stories.
He wouldn't.
It's an opportunity that we don't get to do very often.
Bless them all. They're good to us.
All in a day's work and pleasure for 3 groups serving those who serve first. Shannon McConathy, KTAB News.
You know, friends and family. That's what life is about.
And when Donna Cook lost nearly everything she owned, those friends and family were there to support her. She says moving on is all she can do now.
There's no option. You don't have an option. What can you do? You just keep going. You have all your friends around you and that are there to support you. You get through it.
Kessa Compton is one of those friends. She knew the flames were about to reach her friend's home, so she did the only thing she knew to do.
And all I could do was climb out of my Ranger and get down on my knees and pray.
Even in the face of destruction, Compton knew it would be okay.
Even as I drove away from my house, and I knew then that it would be gone within minutes. I knew we would survive because I've always been there for her. She's always been there for me. Our families are, our community.
But Cook doesn't feel sorry for herself.
It's really not a tragedy. It's just, you just lose your things and you can buy new things.
As gifts collected in the small church, Sandy Broyle says that type of caring is just what they do.
Everybody out here are neighbors, we're friends, and when something happens, you just get on the telephone and it just goes around.
And while Donna Cook is grateful for the gifts, for the things, she's grateful for a bigger plan.
The good Lord has a plan for everybody. And you don't know what it is. If we knew, we'd all be where we needed to be.
But for today, where this small community needed to be was in this church, together.